You've been lounging with Skipper. You've been lounging with Skipper.
Yo. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Loungin with Skip. You know, this podcast is about me interviewing people that are on their journey or in their journey to being successful in whatever it is that might be heading in on their path within the entertainment industry. And because this is something that I'm familiar with, I said, why not, get people together and interview them about their story to bring inspiration to others that may be listening outside of LA, in LA, that may need that extra boost of energy and that charge for them to keep going. So I welcome you all to another episode. Thank you for sitting with me and lounging with me. This episode is pretty interesting because I was working on this movie, and I told myself, I said, something, I'm gonna wear this KSI hat. I knew it was a black movie. Let me see, if any newts come out or whatever, anybody shows themselves. So I wore this hat, ended up meeting the producer. He's a noob. So anyway, now we talking, we cool, everything's kicking it, whatever. And so the next day, or maybe like 2 days later, I'm on set, I'm cutting, it's long days, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna leave and go to the shop, cut some heads, make this money, do what I can do, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Well, when I'm here at the shop, about 9:30, they call me, my phone's blowing up, I'm like, man, they calling, what's going on? They're like, Skip, we need you to come down to the set. It's another actor showed up, he needs a haircut. I'm like, in this business, you can't get upset. Like, you have to look at every job that you get as a blessing, as an opportunity. So you take what it is and you roll with it. Because at the end of the day, the job will be over and you'll move on to something else. But you have to be in good spirits. You have to keep a good rapport with people. So, and do your job. So I said, no problem. I'll be there at 10:30. Show up on the set. This brother's, he's in the chair, he's just like, man, everything's been cool, everything. I'm like, yeah, man. But I was so focused on trying to get him done because I know that I was on a time schedule and I saw all the hair he had on his head. And so I knew that I had to be focused to get the job done because I didn't want him walking out there with half a haircut. And, he looking at me like, damn, man, what's up, man? You jacked my head up. And then now he's on TV, being looked at like that. So I didn't want to, so I was, I was under pressure, but I handled the pressure of getting it done.
Hey.
So, we finished, and, he finished out his beard, whatever went. So anyway, boom, we go to the set. He does a scene. Come back. It's like midnight. Everybody's tired. It's been a long day. Now, he just got there. Now, his day was probably long as well. But on the set, it's been a long day. So everybody's kind of just, whatever. I see him walk up to the producer, and they're talking, whatever, and I'm going back into the trailer to get my clippers, whatever, and I throw the yo to the producer. For those that don't know, that's part of the frat, whatever. So I go in and get my clippers. I come out. He's like, hey, man, he said, hey, Newt, you know Jason? I was like, nah, I don't. He's like, yeah, he's a Newt. I said, what? He said, yeah. I said, ain't this what? Are you serious? And I knocked on his door. I think I knocked on it with the 3. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you noticed that.
Not
he
at
probably
that time.
didn't, yeah.
No,
we knocked on the door, and boom, we gripped up, and here we are. So, I want to welcome Jason Mimms, the actor, you know what I'm saying? Yo. The director, writer, producer, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. On the scene.
Yeah.
And I thank you for showing up, brother.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Skip. Yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
That was definitely the intro. I mean, you know, you know what? And I wasn't even mad, man. It was, if anything, I wasn't even mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I talked to the what was it, the AD, first AD. I spoke with her the day before. And I don't mean to throw her under the bus, but I'm going to throw it under the bus right now. But I spoke to her the day before, and she said, you know, can you make it tomorrow? I was like, yeah, I can make it tomorrow. You know, but I need a haircut. And I was like, because, you know, it was like the next day, and I'm like, you know, I got to get ready, you know. And especially, you know, you pull that on a black barber on a Friday, you know what I mean? You can't do no pop-ups, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you know, let me get a cut. They're going to be like, all right, yeah, you're going to get one at 8 o'clock tonight, you know? And by that time, you know, they're going to be like, you come back at 8, they're going to be like, hey, man, it's full.
Right.
So I was like, you know, all right, I need to get a haircut. She said, well, cool. You don't need to do all that. We got a barber here on set.
Okay.
I said, all right, perfect. You know, she said, so just come on by. So she was like, we'll send out the call sheet, but it may come a little bit, you know, later on. So, you know, you might have some time, you know. So I was like, all right, cool. So when they sent it out, it said 9 p.m. And I'm like, 9 p.m.? I was still kind of scratching my head like, man, I got some time that I could get it cut on my own. But I didn't because I put in faith because she said
there's a barber
on set. So by the time I made it there, I'm over there talking to him like, yeah. So they told me to come early because I guess because they wanted me to get my hair cut. That was at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So if they called you at 10,
no, they called me at 9:30.
Okay.
Around 9:15.
I was gonna say because I was there at like 9 o'clock and I was like, okay, yeah. So where's the barber? They went scrambling, and then that's when the call came, man. So when you came, man, I wasn't even tripping, man, because I was like, man, they did this to themselves, but I just didn't want to be. I don't want to look like I was the Madonna there, you know.
Right. Because I don't know if you remember, but I was like, I said, you just flew in or something. I said, I thought you just flew in town, like, or something. I didn't know. That's why it was like 9 o'clock. My mind was just so like, I just wanted to just get this done and just move on to the next day. You know what I mean?
I didn't want to hit you with so much hair too, Newt.
I was like, man, because look, they sent me a picture of your hair. Before I showed up, and I was like,
and you was
that ain't that bad. I was like, that ain't that bad. I mean, but when I got there, I was like, okay, you know, let's get this done. But then when she was like, I put some juices and berries in, bring the curls
like,
down. And I was like, all right. And then he came back on the trial like, okay, he good. You know what I mean? So give me like let the people know, man. What is your beginnings? Where are you from? Yeah, man. All right.
Well, a quick little introduction. I'm Jason Mimms, the actor, the director, writer, producer at this point. From Chicago. And I started acting there some years ago. That's where I really cut my teeth as far as getting into this industry. I started out as a kid, pretty much, in a small theater in Chicago.
Like what, grade school?
Yeah, I was about 10 years old. Okay. You know, got my first.
What sparked your interest into wanting to do it?
Man, you know what, man? I was getting in trouble in class, man, because I just couldn't stop, you know, being entertaining. You know, like all the rest of the kids, you know. Chicago, if you don't know, man, Chicago's a funny culture. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to roast you. You know what I mean? Like, you can't get past it. Yeah. You know,
it's
even
a part of the culture in the Midwest.
It's a part of the culture. So it's like you either learn how to defend, you fend for yourself, or you gonna go down.
Or just roll with it and laugh too.
You gonna be made the mark for the rest of the the time you in grammar school, elementary school.
So you was the jokester. So you was the Jonah.
Inadvertently, because people were trying, pick on me like it's sweet. So I had to let them know, like, hey, I come from a family of real strong, funny people, man. Like, nah, this ain't going down. Okay. And I started doing that, but outside of that, I was just one of these charismatic little kids, man. And my mom, she tricked me into going to an acting class. And that's what kicked it off, man. Okay. So like, I really didn't want to get into this, but when I got in the business, I fell in love, and I knew at 10, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm trying to do. Because it was just one of those things that just made sense. It was like, this is what I do in class, and I didn't know it was a place for it.
Because it was like basically taking on a character or a role or something, just kind of playing around, but you realize you found a place where you can take on roles and characters and be looked at like, oh, great, you're doing so great.
Right, right. I mean, well, you know what? I mean, I was super imaginative, man. Like, I used to really you know, like all the rest of the sketch comedy shows growing up, I used to watch that stuff. So like in Living Color, you know, Mad TV, and then a little bit of the SNL. But you know, like most of those variety sketch comedy shows, like I was glued to that. You know, all the Eddie Murphy stuff. You know, all of that stuff going on. You know, during that time it was hitting, and I was on it, and I would go and mimic all that stuff in school. So they was like, oh, we got to do something with this. And
so you went into theater age 10.
Went into theater.
Do you remember what your first play was?
Raisin in the Sun. Raisin in the Sun was my first play, and I played Walter Lee, which was Sidney Poitier's role. And like the family didn't know how serious I would take something, you know. So when I got there and I took on this character, and they were looking at me like, are you serious? You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is really gonna work, you know. So they knew it when I knew it. Like, oh yeah, he's really trying to do this. And so from there, I was working. I was at the Chicago Theater Company. It's a small theater company where Robert Townsend, he was there. He did a lot of work. Irma P. Hall, which was the grandmother for Soul Food. Sharif Atkins, he was on ER. You know, during the '90s, really booming during that time.
They went to the same school.
Yeah, it was a small theater company. You know, so it's only two major black theater companies on the south side of Chicago, surprisingly. And that was Chicago Theater Company and ETA. That was in the earlier years. As it, you know, started getting, you know, further into the 90s and, you know, into the early 2000s, more really started making a name to being a home for black theater. But yeah, I was there, and it was a small little basement, you know, of a theater. And I stayed there for like the next 10 years, you know what I mean, just basically
honing your craft.
Honing my craft.
Now tell me, you say you from Chicago. What part of Chicago?
Already, you know, South Side. Man,
okay, South Side, man.
South
I know
Side.
a lot of folks from the South Side. Well, I know one of my homeboys from college, man. He's from the South Side.
Yeah. So, I was over there, you know, just pretty much putting in that work, and then I went off to school.
What high school did you go to when you was in Chicago?
Mount Carmel. Okay. So it was actually the school that Donovan McNabb went to school at, and Antoine Walker. They actually went around, I think around the same time too. So it was like a huge sports school, so it wasn't a spot for me. But I was there, and I was killing it because it was a lane at that point. You know, everybody was, the school was known for its sports, like football
so were
and basketball.
You in theater at the school?
I was.
Okay.
Reluctantly too, because you know, I mean, it was an all male high school. You know, Catholic high school, so that's supposed to be, you know, the upper echelon of, you know, schooling and stuff. So we were there, and yeah, man, like black kids didn't do the theater, you know what I mean? And I didn't want to be the black kid that was out there doing it. You know, it was like, because it was a lot of white kids who did musicals and things like that. So they did those type of plays, and I'm like, man, I'm cool with it, but that's not my vibe. The musicals and everything, you ain't gonna get Jason up there singing and dancing. So you know, I was that type of person. Like, I'll do the dramatic roles, but I'm not a singing and dancing type dude. But it was this one play that came up, and everybody knew I was funny. So they was like, man, do this play. I'm like, man, this play ain't even funny like that. And I wasn't even trying to do that, but walked into that one, created an opportunity, and man, the school was loving.
The play was called what?
That was Of Mice and Men.
I remember that.
You remember that one? Yeah, okay, yeah. So, and I played the character.
I forgot what it was about, but I remember reading it in high school.
It's kind of a really sad story, you know, but it's still cool. It's a good, you know, it's good material, but it has some up and down parts in there that were, you know. Anyway, it was good.
Wasn't it like some older, like some giant or some?
It was a guy who was kind of like
bigger dude.
He was, but he was a little slow. Yeah, and that's basically what it was, you know. And I forget how the story ends or whatever, but it kind of really showed like how he had a special kind of affliction with him, but
it's been so long since I've
it has, man. I haven't seen that play since I did it in high school, which was some years ago. But
so you graduated from high school.
Graduated from high school.
And you went off to college.
Went to school in Atlanta. Went to Clark Atlanta University. Shout out to Clark Atlanta.
Clark Atlanta. That's a school. You know, I was interested in going to that college. When I was about to head off to school, I ended up going to Lincoln University in Jefferson City, Missouri.
That's right. That's
Clark Atlanta.
That's a school where you can either lose your mind or actually, you know, gain one. You know, put it like that. Like, yeah, man, it was eye opening, man, because it's the AUC. So for many people who don't know what that is, it's like every black person you've ever known in life congregating in one little hub, and they're like from 18 to 24 years old.
Wow.
And then you got a lot of other people who coming back, just to be around that atmosphere. But pretty much it's like they call it the Black Mecca for a reason. And you had Morehouse, you had Spelman, you had Clark Atlanta University, and Morris Brown had just kind of like ran its course because they lost their accreditation during that time. But that was still part of that little area too. But pretty much it was those three schools. And then you had a lot of the neighboring, schools of Atlanta, like Georgia Tech and Georgia State.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a college town, but it's crazy, man. But it was love, man. I definitely, enjoyed that experience too because, that was a moment in time where I really got a chance to start to build on what I knew.
Folks need to understand. Like I tell people, especially high school kids, you got to go off to college.
Got to. You
have to go off to college to really experience college. Well, the day I graduated from college, I remember I seen these, younger, like, I don't know, freshmen, sophomores, whatever, on the yard. And I told them, I stopped them. I said, man, listen, I'm about to graduate. I said, but I don't remember nothing I learned in the classroom. I said, but I do remember learning whether or not, decision making.
Yeah.
I said, college is about decision making skills.
Right.
What are you gonna do in these particular situations? Do you go to this party? Like if you don't have any clothes clean and you got class tomorrow, do you go to this party tonight, or do you stay in and wash clothes, or do you go to the party, come back from the party, wash clothes, try to see if you can wash clothes, but then you may go to the party, come back, and you may pass out and wake up in the morning and not wash clothes.
Yeah.
Now, do you go to school? Do you go to class wearing the same clothes you just wore yesterday? Or do you know what I mean? Like, it's all these different decision-making skills, man.
Yeah.
That's what college, builds up in a person. That's why sometimes when you get your degree, jobs only hire you if you got a degree.
Yeah.
Because they want to know that you're able to make decision-making, you know what I'm saying? You have decision-making skills in an organized environment. That's what college is about.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a simple way to, I guess, a simple example or a simple way to kind of break that down, man. You get way more challenges than that. You know what I mean? Especially when you got all these young women at this point running down. It was called the promenade, man. Look, just to get from your dorm to class, it's a fashion show. But you got to make it in the building, while you still watching the fashion show. You become a part of it.
See, it's different. Okay, so that's how it was at Clark?
Yeah, that's how it was.
Now, you leave the dorm.
You leave the dorm, and you got to, it's like you have to make it to class, or you might not make it to class.
Wow.
Like, you could really get detoured that hard. Like, you just walk out, like, oh my God, like, and it's one of those things you're gonna sit out there for hours.
Yeah.
People flunked out, man. They couldn't make it just past the first semester, man.
Listen. I remember my third semester in college. I remember I was hanging out. I'm tripping. I had an evening class.
Okay.
Got dressed. Was leaving the dorm. About to walk to class. I had like a 5 o'clock class. I'm walking out the dorm. I see his cats in the car. Hey, Skip, come here. I'm like, what's up? You want to smoke? I'm like, all right. Get in the car. Next thing you know, I'm in there smoking with him. You know what I'm saying? I go to class. Man, I went to class. I was high as hell in class.
Loud as hell.
I'm sitting there like just tripping, and that's what led that to this very day. I never smoke in the daytime. In the daytime, I never smoke, man, unless I'm done with my day and I'm at home and I know I got nothing to do the rest of the day. From that experience, because I was kind of like I thought I could handle it, and when I got in class, I was so it was the teacher. He knew I was high. I had to turn in a paper. He looked at me. I felt ashamed. You know what I mean?
Felt ashamed.
It was a black guy. It was a black teacher. You know what I mean? It was an older man.
And later on, y'all bonded and smoked together again.
Nah, I didn't do that. But I think I went home. I think I went to the dorm and I fell asleep. But I remember just waking up saying, nah, I ain't doing that no more. But it let me know that class, once again, decision making skills. I could have been like, nah, I'm good, y'all.
Yeah.
and then just went on to class. But I was like, yeah, nah, I'm cool, and I went in. So to the youngsters out there listening right now, you know what I'm saying, y'all want to go to college, y'all in college right now, make better decisions, you know what I'm saying. But even if you do make the wrong decisions, those decisions can make you become a better person, a better man, a better woman.
Absolutely. I mean, but take the time to, I guess, fully immerse yourself into it, though.
Of course.
And make mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I feel like, just to bring it home, I mean, that was the place where I actually identified more of the life skills that I have now that pretty much put me on a career path where it's like, all right, you said a lot of stuff as a kid, but this is where you either going to do it or not. The motto of our school is pretty much find a way or make one. And so that's really what, became the fiber of what I run through with a lot of stuff, because that's what broke ground for this opportunity that, I have going right now. I got a show.
Well, yeah, we're definitely going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
But just to touch on that, I learned a lot, from some of the professors there. One of them really pretty much pushed the envelope on me to try and do new things. I knew I was going to be an actor. I knew I was there to act. But I was in, my freshman year, and I had an assignment to write. And I was like, okay, this is an assignment. I'm not really kind of, shying away from the challenge, but I'm like, I don't really, this ain't my lane, but, why not? I'll give it a shot. Man, it was a simple assignment just to do something cool. Or it was like, something with two characters having a moment. I don't know what it was, but it ended up being like a 10 to 12 page script that I handed her in. She only wanted like a couple pages. And, it just got good to me, and
you kept writing.
And I was like, damn, so then I come back to class and she's like holding up my paper and asking me, what's this? And I'm like, what you mean, what's this? She was like, well, let me read it to the class. And read the whole thing out, and I'm looking back like, man, damn, I wrote that? But had it not been for a teacher like that, who pretty much, after that point, she became, someone in my corner. Shout out to Professor Alexander Thomason, if she's listening or watching. But she pretty much was like in my corner to tell me, like, you need to do this. And if it wasn't for that, I remember like some of those things when I started getting ready to, write this show that I put together now.
You thought about all that.
I thought about all that because one of the things she left me with is, if you're waiting, you're creating.
If you're waiting,
you're creating. So there's no waiting, basically. You know what I mean? Like, there's no in between time where you're like, all right, I'm not on TV, I'm not in a commercial, I'm not on stage, I'm not in any of that stuff.
You're still creating.
You have to keep yourself in a creative zone. Like, you're an artist, so like use your artistry in different ways while you're waiting on the opportunity. And like my school says, create the opportunity. So like all this stuff, man, if it wasn't for some of that being in the, the back of my mind, the fiber of it, I pretty much would have been a unilateral dude, man, where it's just like I'm just running it one lane and until I smack something, and who knows when that day would be.
Well, what I'm saying, like minds think alike, and we know that ain't you.
Yeah.
To be on that, because that ain't me.
Exactly.
And so that lets me know about this point I'm about to bring up now.
Okay.
How'd you end up landing on Hell Day?
So
he was on Hell Day, y'all.
Yeah.
I want y'all to know that.
That's crazy too.
For those that forgot what Hell Day was, that's when the little midget would walk out with a little small person, would walk out with the devil outfit on and all that. He was on that show. So yeah, talk about that.
Man, that's funny.
I used to watch that show. I watched that show.
Man, but you know what? That's another funny moment where the opportunities, man. You have to identify the opportunities, because you might not know and see where they're gonna come. Because sometimes they start out and they look so small. And
it kind of goes into what James Earl Jones said about Star Wars when he did the voiceover for Star Wars. You heard about that?
No, I don't know.
So he did the voiceover for Star Wars, and I think he got like a small amount. He just said, just give me that, because I think he was thinking about his rent.
Yeah.
He wasn't thinking about no back end money or whatever. He just wanted to do the voiceover job for this character as Darth Vader. Give me the money so he can pay some rent. The movie ended up blowing up.
I know that.
Because he looked on a piece of paper. He thought that it was just something small to do, but it ended up becoming something huge. So go on back to you.
Man, and so, you know, I wasn't in James Earl Jones' time because he wouldn't have got a text message like I did. But like I got a random text message, man. Like I'm mad at this point because it's my senior year.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got crazy credits that I had to finish up because, you know, for some reason, you know, I put some off from sophomore year and like all of this was coming back to bite me. So I had a full load, like 19 credit hours I had to finish. I was at that point I was pole marker my chapter GK, and
shout out to the Noobs.
Shout out to the Noobs, yo. So I was pole mark. We were also putting together a line, and we had a pageant that we was doing for Mr. KA side. Pretty much we were getting ready to turn the yard over to the new boys because mostly everybody's about to graduate. Right. So I'm like, I'm mad, man. I ain't got a chance to do much. And by that time, I was doing a play too. I was doing a play too, and it was fences. You know what I mean? So this is crazy. Like everything's all pulling on me. And random text message, somebody hit me, was like, "You want to be on a dating show?" And I'm like,
so it was a random text message.
I still don't know to this day who the hell sent me that text. Really? Man, if you know who you are, please tell me who you are so I can put a name to your face at this point in my life. But so. I was just like, man, all right, forget it. What's the worst thing? I ain't been on TV. I ain't done nothing, man. I'm hot, you know. So I was like, I ain't done anything, and I need to get out here and get my face seen.
So Hell Day was your first time on TV.
First time. Well, you know, it wasn't my first. Well, was it TV? First time on TV, but I had done. I had an extra role that I got cast in before. Roll Bounce. Okay. Little movie with Bow Wow and
what scene? What scene for those?
Man, I was just posted outside of the skating rink and everything. Okay. But you can see me. You can see me. You can see me. And a couple people saw me at Clark the next year too. Like you know.
Okay.
But
Hell Day was the first.
But Hell Day was first when I kind of really broke TV and I went in there just to be a dater.
That was a good show, man.
I was just gonna be in there for a dating position. And they called me back, was like, "Hey man, can you do something else? Like, can you? We see you writing theater on your application. Can you act?" I'm like, man, hell yes. Yes, I can act. You know what I mean? Are you funny? Hell yeah. What do you ask me? So they was like, man, we got another show. Let me see if you want to put that down real quick.
So the dating show was something else.
No, the dating show was the same as what they were trying to hide at that point as something else. Okay. You know what I mean? So they were like, okay, yeah, we got this other show, Step in the Back Room. We're going to see if you can do this. So I auditioned right there for the producers, and I guess she was the casting director at the time, too. So I auditioned with her. They were like, oh, yeah, this is it. Let's go ahead and cast. Don't worry about that other stuff. We want you on this. And after a while, man, they were blowing up my phone like, hey, man, we want you on the show. I'm like, look, man, I don't even know what the hell this show is. You pulled me in the back room.
There was no filming done yet.
No, well, no, not for the show, no taping of the show yet, but it was just like they put me on film to audition.
Okay.
And I'm back there doing all type of craziness and everything, and they were like, yeah, we want to cast you for the show. I'm like, hey, sir, I'm going to need you to tell me what the hell the show is, because at this point, you know, we're in Atlanta, you know what I mean, you taking me in the back room talking about, you know what I mean, make us laugh. I don't know what this is, man. I'm not signing nothing. I'm good. So they was like, look, man, we got to calm you down, man. Like, you too heavy.
Because it's like, man, we ain't trying to hear that bullshit. Yeah. What is this?
And so they were trying to mask the identity, because if they let that out, if the whole gag of the show was out. If the name goes around town, they casting for Hell Day, then people gonna know that they gonna be on Hell Day. Gotcha. So that's how that happened, and it was funny, man. After that, man, they did and didn't give us a lot of love. You know, I got a lot of roles for that season. It was the second season.
How many episodes were you in?
I want to say I was in like 10 to 12 episodes.
That's a good amount.
Yeah. So, and I mean, they were loving it, but they cut the season.
Was this show airing once a week? Was it once a week?
It was like, but they had a new format, so they kind of the ratings weren't that great. They didn't really like the way the new format was, because the previous one was just one date with another Hell Dater, and this one was like 3 Hell Daters versus one date, and she had to kind of do an eliminate type situation. So they weren't.
It's been a while since I've seen.
Yeah, they weren't feeling the second season, but they were feeling us. But the network was like, we ain't getting good ratings from the first time. So,
really?
Yeah, they ended up chopping the season as far as the way they aired it. They played half the summer and then through the rest, like in December at like 2 and 3 in the morning. So
really?
Yeah, so they kind of played this a little.
Hey, you know what? I watched the show.
Yeah, man, I appreciate the support, man. You and the other 6 people that watch Hell Day. You know what I mean?
I enjoyed the show. I thought the show was cool because I guess for me, just knowing what the kind of show it was. And I mean, back then at that time they had the Eliminate.
Yeah.
They had the fifth wheel.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this was the urban version of those shows.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So okay, boom. Now after that, you know, you were on that show. Now what? Now you're on TV. Now people that see you're like, oh man, I see you on TV. Now what do you do?
That's funny, man. That's exactly what I felt like. You know, now what? You know, because after that happened, you know, I'm expecting the TV guys to just open the doors and, you know, I'm about to be on. You know, I'm good. You know, but then I soon found out this was BET. You know what I mean? Only a select group of people watch it. You know, and it's like maybe you get somewhere, maybe you don't. You know, so. I kind of just floated into the abyss. I mean, I went back to the crib and I was working, doing some commercials and everything at home
in
Chicago. But because I had just graduated at that time, I was a graduate. I was broke, and you know the TV show and the TV show had ended. So I was like, you know, I need to figure out what to do.
Now, what year was this?
This was 10 years ago, man. This was 2008. So,
but I could have sworn I was seeing on Hell Day like 2011.
I bet you could have sworn, because I mean, if you did see it, you know, I don't know how. It may have been rerun somehow, but yeah, they, you know, I still don't know where all the episodes are. I mean, one day, hopefully, y'all could give me the rest of my episodes. But
okay, so. The business wise of that, when stuff like that airs, did you get paid for the streaming?
We're not gonna touch on BET right now, man. We're gonna leave that. we gonna leave BET with BET.
We're gonna leave BET with BET.
We're gonna leave BET with BET is right now, man.
Okay.
Like
so
let's just say, like, ideally that's the way television works.
Right.
Yes. Right. I would get royalties or residuals for that. But
it didn't work that way.
It didn't, not well.
But you know what though? It was a good look. So
it was a great look.
And that was 10 years. That was 10 years ago.
It was 10 years ago.
Now, what led you to say, you know what? I need to move to LA.
Man, you know what?
Coming from the Midwest.
It gets to a point, man. All the people back at the crib are talented, super talented. I know a lot of people right now, some funny comedians, my homegirl, and a couple other people that, you know, shout out to Delisa Laird and, damn, I didn't ruin her name. Lisa Laird. She don't know. I didn't put her government out there now. But I go back, way back from you. So you gotta let me have that one.
Right, this real right.
You gotta let me have that one, man. We grew up
together.
It
is what it is, right.
You know, and then, you know, I want to just shout out Mike Sam, too, because I see him doing stuff, too. I know, man, the crib is super talented. Yeah. And I ain't saying, you know, I don't want to just throw out those two names and forget about everybody else. I know everybody else is super talented back home, too. But, like, we work, man, but we get to a point where I feel like you have to test it, man. You can't just say talent is enough.
It's like your head begins to beat the ceiling. I gotta get
it does.
I gotta open this ceiling up
and
just
man.
See just where I can go.
And honestly, I feel like if you believe in yourself that much, you owe it to yourself to go ahead and put it all on the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing more gratifying than to see, you know, yourself taking exponential jump from where you thought from where you were to where you want to be, and actually see yourself get there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so many people, like I said, are talented in a pool of talented people, but you gotta get to the point where you say something crazy like, I believe I'm better than every one of you all, and I'm gonna be better than everyone else over here who are like you, who we see now. And it's not the fact that you trying to shit on somebody else.
No,
it's just the fact that you believe in yourself that much, man. And I got to that point, man. I was like, man, I'm gonna put it on the table, man. Like, I believe in myself that much. I'm gonna go and hell, I'm gonna be a movie star. And I packed it all up, man.
Okay. Now,
literally.
Now, when did that idea in your head pop up to say, I'm leaving?
Nah, man, you getting deep.
Oh no, this is deep. This is deep because I know the feeling.
You getting deep.
I remember the feeling.
To be honest, man, I hit a roadblock where a few things happened. And it was just like, God gives you signals. And it was just bumping one thing after another. And it was 2 years me being out there, and I was working with my father, and he's an electrician. And man, I just saw my life go into electrical mode. Like, I just was like, I had a really great time bonding with my father. It was excellent. But it was one thing that kind of hit me the most, man, and it hurt me, but it inspired me at the same time. My father would brag on me. Every time we'd be with new contractors, he'd be like, "You don't know my son? My son's on TV." You know what I mean? Like, my son's on Hell Day. And I'm like, man, stop telling everybody that, man. You ain't sitting with a little man come out and he's on Hell Day. And I'm like, damn it, man. But I would watch him light up, telling other people that. But I'm in this damn construction outfit, you know what I mean? Beat up clothing, plaster and drywall dust, and you know what I mean, like just messed up clothing. And I'm looking
so
like
it's kind of you kind of feeling like, damn, am I putting my all into what I could be?
In a sense,
he's throwing me out there like I'm the best to him. But am I being the best to me?
In a sense, yeah, man. Like the way I was looking at it is like when the person he's bragging to would look at me, they didn't see an actor. They saw a construction, electrician. Right. So I was looking like, damn, you know what I mean? Like even if I wanted to believe what you're saying, I can't even believe what you're saying because I don't look like an actor right now. And I was like, damn, so. But the feeling of that also inspired me because I'm like, man, if my father felt that way, even though I look like this, if I still can make you feel and you see that, I gotta see it. And I was like, you know what? I gotta keep that feeling for you because the way you bragging, I don't want you to stop. So I was like, man, like I'm about to go ahead and I'm gonna do it. I'm like, man, because the way you look at me and revere me in this position right here, I got to make sure that happens. And I can't let that feeling go away. And I put in too much at that time, man. I've been doing it for 10 years. I was like, man, I can't stop here. Like you just go to school, come back, and now what? You going to post up at the crib? So I was like, nope. Like, get your bags ready, man. And literally, man, it got serious, man. I was just on some crazy, man, stuff, man. I went in the room. It's like, yeah, I'm going to leave. I'm gonna leave next year. You know what I mean? And it was like September at that time. Actually it was probably about like August. July or August at that time. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave. But like I said, man, not paying attention, God started talking with you. And I didn't put a date on that. And I ended up getting sick. I ended up getting sick with a stomach condition, man. Like I found out. And only later would I find out it was actually a food allergy. But it got so bad, it's like an autoimmune like thing where my stomach starts like attacking food and I can't eat. And it swell up and I had to go to the hospital. I'm like, man, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I just got to the point where I'm like, man, I feel like I might check out and die. And I damn near did because I got to a point where my blood pressure dropped so low. And I'm sitting in this hospital bed and I'm like, damn, God, is this it? Like,
for real?
I'm about to check out, you know what I'm saying?
For real?
Off of not eating food and like just starving to death. I'm like, man, so I was just, I'm in a hospital gown, man. I stood up with my ass hanging out and everything, man. And I just got real with God. I was like, God, straight up, for real, it's me and you. And I think it was some other man in the other room too. You know what I mean? Like they had the little curtain pulled, but I heard him hacking and coughing. So I was like, man, it's me, you, and whoever my mans is over here. You know what I mean? I'm going to just come to you right now, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do whatever you want me to do. I'm for real with it. Like, I know you could have, took me the other night when I came in here, but you didn't. So I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to get it together, and I'm going to go to Hollywood, like, whatever we're going to do. And I, like, for real, after that moment, I got so real with God. I said, this is about to happen. I got nutty. It just became nutty. I told my parents, I sat down, I said, hey, look, everybody.
I'm out.
I know what y'all about to say. I'm leaving. I don't have no plan. They're like, what kind of plan? What is that? Like, that doesn't sound good. I'm like, hey, let me stop you right there. I know what you're about to say. I know it's stupid. It's real stupid. I'm going to figure this out. You know what I mean? I'm going to just go ahead and jump. I'm going to wait for God to put the safety net down at the bottom because I don't know what's happening.
Yes.
And honestly, like, I said to myself, like, I don't have any money. Like, how the hell am I going to get out there? I don't have rent. I don't have nothing. I don't even know where I'm going to stay. So I came up with the idea like how black people do back in the day. I'm going to do a rent party. But it wasn't a rent party. It was going to be a going away party.
Okay.
And I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send out all these little invites to everybody and tell them, hey, thank you for believing me. Need you to believe in me a little deeper. Bring $25 over here and we're going to toast it up. And y'all going to send me off to California. And, man, but you know, I had to do it like the way the news do. So my mom was like, we about to do this in the art gallery downtown.
Wow.
And then I was like, you know, I'm going to sponsor some hors d'oeuvres.
So you did it all like that?
Nah, I did it up, bro. I did it up. And then they all came through.
That's good to have that support.
And blessed me.
Okay.
And
that's good.
And later on that year, later on, right after that, after I got the money, I went home and I bought the plane ticket for July 27th. That was when AirTran had a cheap ticket for for that. And
what year was this?
This is man, you gonna have me shout out how long I've been out here. I'm trying to keep my age on the wraps. No, but they already probably they didn't already figure this out. Like you graduated when 2011.
Okay.
So 2011.
See, because I came out 2010, March 2010. So
yeah. So yeah, funny thing, man. You know, I just went out there and.
And you came out what month in 2011?
January 27th. And
January 27, 2011. Wow, man.
Yep.
I remember that period. I was living with this Hispanic lady in this house in San Fernando.
Yeah.
Paying $550 a month for a room in the house.
I know them prices. I was there.
Yeah.
I was definitely there.
So okay, boom. You out here. You come out here. Did you drive?
Nah.
You flew?
Yeah, I got a plane.
See, like I drove.
Yeah.
I drove out here. It was me and 3 of my homeboys. They trailed me, you know what I'm saying, out here.
Yeah.
And we just made it a road trip.
Yeah.
3.5 days. Got out here and my cousin, she let me come in and sleep on the couch for 2 months. But you come out here, January 27th, 2011, now what?
So that's when the real grind. That's when the real players started happening right there. Yeah. So all that money I got from all the family, thank you everybody. The first day of the month, that shit was blown. I was like, oh God, and it started dwindling before I left Chicago. And I couldn't say nothing. You know, by the time I made it out there, you know, everybody's so happy. You made it. And I was like, yeah, I made it. I don't know what the hell I made it to, man. Like, I didn't put it like this, man. I had a homegirl from college.
Shit, you made it. You out there. You made it. You there. Like, shit, man.
Yeah.
I need some money.
Look, man.
I need a job. Like,
I made it out here to it was
hey, look, for anybody trying to come out to LA to pursue your dreams, your goals, that's great, that's fine, that's dandy. That's great, that's fun, that's dandy. But you gotta have you gotta have a plan, you gotta have faith.
You gotta have a stomach for it.
Yeah, you definitely gotta have a stomach for it. You gotta be able to just say, hey, it is what it is, whatever God leads me. You gotta really, for real, become spiritual.
Yeah. That's true.
You know what I mean? So, okay, boom, you out here now.
So all right, a homegirl of mine from college, and you know, I didn't know her that well. She was Greek too. She was Delta. Shout out to Pinky.
The Reds, what's up?
So yeah, I had went down to Atlanta for like a little, what was it? A featured extra role for Stomp the Yard 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Now I used to cut the guy that was in there. Last name Penny.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was the lead for Stomp the Yard 2.
On which one? The
second one.
The red or the orange? The Mu Gammas or the?
He was the main guy, the one that was like the lead role. Stomp the Yard 2.
But you know what colors he was wearing?
I don't remember.
Okay. Because I was with one of them with their fraternity. They put me in the red, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
you know,
Okay.
but, you know, it wasn't crimson cream, but, you know, it was like this red and yellow type of.
Okay.
But I was all right, man. Y'all got me in, the right colors anyway. So, yeah, they. I saw her on the set, and she was like.
So hold a minute. You first moved out here, and you were able to get on that.
No,
set?
that was before then.
Okay.
This was like in 09. So I saw her, and she was like, "Yo, so when you gonna stop playing and come out here to L.A.?" And then I was like, "Man, I'm trying to come out there for real." You know what I mean? This is still like I was still halfway in, halfway out.
Right.
And then she was like, "Okay." I was like, "Man, like if I come out there, you gonna let me sleep on your couch?" And then she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "I'm serious, yeah." And I was like, "Okay, all right." So I was like, as I'm scrambling, after I bought this ticket with nowhere to go, I was like,
she did say.
She said I could sleep on that couch, on the floor or something. You know what I mean? Like, so I hit up, "Yo, can I sleep on the couch? Is the couch still good?" She said, "Yeah." So I was like, "All right, cool."
There you go.
I talked to her back in like maybe November. By like January, I was like, actually it was like January 26th. I'm like, "Hey, you still good, right?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, she hadn't answered for a little while, so I was like, "Oh man, I don't know if this is gonna work, man. I don't know if this is gonna happen."
Yeah.
Like, I'll make it out there, but it might be a trip coming back same day. But I was like, all right.
She hit back.
She answered the phone and was like, yeah, you could do that. Hold on, where y'all going?" Talking to her roommates. Why the roommates was moving out that day when I called. She was like, "Yo, well, if you trying to come here, look like my roommates are moving.
What?
You might can take their room. You want their room?" I said, "Hell yeah, I want their room." Got a room just like that.
For real?
Man, I came there the first night, slept on her couch. They were still moving out. And then by 3 days later, I want to say February 1st. Yeah, February 1st is when I technically moved in. So that's when I say that's when I moved to Los Angeles.
What I realize in some people is that they figure they can leave at the right time.
Ain't no right time.
It's
man.
never going to be a right time.
Ain't no right time at all. I mean, I'd be damned if you actually think you write out the plan, and I swear, as soon as you get past, point A, you just go to like all type of little different directions. The plan gets abandoned, man.
Yeah.
And you start to see like, man, all right. This is like I said, that's when the real pleasure begins. Like, if you really got the stomach for it, like I said, I blew my money the first time. As soon as I got here, because I was hoping to stay on her couch for a little while, so I could just kind of keep the money I had. You know what I mean?
How much was the rent that you paid her?
It was, well, I paid it to the landlord. Ended up finding out the house was in foreclosure the whole time. We was paying money, pissing into a well that didn't really keep the.
But how many months were you there though?
I was there for like a whole year though, so it was cool. Okay. So I was like, I didn't care either way. You know what I mean? I give you my money. It was $500.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it was
for a room in the house.
It was like for a room in the house, and it was like, man, it was a a big hustle right there because it was like 7 of us in the townhouse, and it was rough, man. But
it was interesting.
It was interesting, man.
But it was interesting. I bet you it was exciting. The fact that you're out here, you're in a new area, you're in a room like this is something that you would never be on in Chicago. Man, in a room of 6 other people paying rent. Like,
dude,
what?
Dude,
like that type of stuff doesn't happen back at the crib. You know what I'm saying? In St. Louis.
It doesn't. And I mean, you wouldn't even feel comfortable trying to do it, but everybody out here is just
on that same type of path.
They like it's nothing. Like, are you trying to grind or what? You say you're trying to get a dream, right? Yeah. Okay, so what's the problem?
So you're in this place, boom. So, now what?
In this place, blew the money and didn't have nothing else to do, and so like immediately, I'm like sitting there in a room with nothing. Like I brought a computer, bag of clothes, and a big ass Chicago jacket, which, was useless at this point. And I'm sitting in an empty room where actually I had an air mattress at that point. Computer was on the floor, and I'm just looking like, man, like I don't know what I got myself into. Like, but it's like that's when you have to figure it out. And from that point on, it was a lot of hardships, man. I went through a lot of stuff that ideally was the best thing to go through because it gave me all the substance for which would later become the show that I put together. You know, it was just all material for it, man. It was like the life lessons. It was like the hardships. It was like the bitterness of being an actor and not getting to a place where you want to be, and you know the moments of wanting to give up and go back home, and you know.
I tell people that the first 2 years out here are the hardest years.
Man,
the first 2 years are the hardest years. If you can make it past the first 2 years, then you know what I'm saying, you have a chance. You have a fighting chance of still sticking around.
Dude.
Now, after you got out here, you started landing. Did you start landing little roles?
Hell no. Nope.
Was you working like a regular 9-to-5 job?
Man, dude, I tried to hold out with the idea that I'm gonna be an actor, right? I'm gonna be an actor and I'm gonna work off of my craft. Man, that shit got old quick, and I was broke, and I was like hungry, and there was nothing happening. It was just dry. Like, man, who the hell do you think you are, dude? Like, no one knows you in this town. And I was booking commercials and stuff back at home, and I had little stuff, and I had my little credits. People saw me on TV, and everybody was like, dude, who are you? BET what? Like, Hell Day what?
Right.
Like, that's not a real show. Ladies, like, man, I got people, and I'm going to these sit down meetings with the agencies, and they're like, I got people with real credits here. Like, one dude told me that. He was like, man, your picture's nice, but your resume ain't nothing. Like, this coming, they treating me like I'm nothing at this point, man. This come from a dude who had been doing this for 10 years, killing it through college with plays and stuff like that. I did Fences. I did Troy Maxon's role. Got high praise for it. Did Hell Day, did all this stuff, getting commercials, booking and all that, and they like, dude, who are you?
Right.
You're no one out here. Right. So, man.
And by you hearing that elevates your game.
It elevates your game, but it also humbles you.
Yes.
It also checks your shit at the door and tells you, like, look, whatever you think you are and whatever you're trying to be, you got a lot more to learn. Welcome to Hollywood, kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got a lot more climbing to do.
Right.
And I was like, damn, okay. So the hunger, it started getting more, but the bitterness also started to intensify because I was like, I'm not getting nowhere, and this is like, this is really.
Did you ever get to like a dark point?
I did, but dark places for me aren't too dark, man. Dark places.
Because I got to a dark point.
Dark places just isolation for me, man. It's too much of solitude where people they gotta knock on the door and check if I'm still there. Like, yo,
you alright?
Yeah. Where you been? You alright? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And it's like, nah, man, come up out of there, man. Come up out of there, man. Hey, put some clothes on, man. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm just sitting there in the little corner. Like, you remember that role with Denzel when he was in the hurricane? You remember he grew all the hair out and was talking to himself?
Oh, talking
Shut
about,
up!
Yeah.
Shut up! You know what I mean? They fighting them.
Yeah.
Man, I turned into that. You know what I mean? That's the dark place. But it wasn't like so, angry, but it was just like, damn, man. Like, I started looking at other people like, man, how is he on? Like, how he getting to this place? And I ain't, I've been doing this, and they looking like, man, don't nobody care about you.
So where did it begin to change for you? And the reason why I'm bringing this up to you, Newt, is because me running into you on the set, that let me know. I mean, like, you own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where did it get to a point where that moment kind of began to change for you?
Here's what it is, man. When you get to that place of wherever you're at as far as not getting any progress, you got to get real with yourself and get over yourself real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I checked my shit at the door. I talked to myself. I said, all right, man. All right, you ain't getting any TV shows. You're not getting any movies right now. So do what you can do best. You're going to hit some of this theater. You know what I mean? And I was like, you funny, so let's go ahead and get some of this funny out. So, like, I went up and I was taking some classes before I left Chicago at the Second City. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go and get in with Second City. And I'm going to perform, and somebody's going to see me through there. Like, I'm going to make noise. Because that's what I do. Like, I get people to look at what I'm doing by doing a lot of stuff. So I went over there, and they were like, yeah, so the class is going to be like $400 a week, a month or something. I was like, I don't have that. What else can I do? and they was like, well...
I don't have that.
They was like, well, you can do an internship. I said, that sounds like something I can do.
Right,
you know what I mean? So how do I start that?
Right.
funny shit is, man, they actually had me intern because they couldn't find somehow an internship for me to do. So they had me intern on a show that was popular every week. So they said, it was called Second City This Week. Okay. And they put up a show every week. They would write a show and do it within a week. Every week.
Out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, bet. So I went over there and I was hoping, all right, maybe they'll see me and ask me to get on the stage. Never really happened. They were just like, we don't know you, man. Just work with that guy in the back who's working the cameras. His name was Peter Ailo.
Here we go. I'm already know where you about to. I'm already know where you about to head. Where you about to head with this?
But you know what, man?
I know how the story goes. But go ahead.
It's funny, man.
The little guy in the back.
The little guy in the back with the camera was over there.
He probably got
he's just doing the camera for a while. Then he sees me messing around on Facebook one day because I'm in that little dark space. Cool. I'm in the little dark space being super creative, and I just started, talking to the camera, just saying silly stuff like, "Man, I'm out here mad," and saying all this crazy stuff, and I was really just joking. And he saw it, he was like, "Yo, man, I watched that little live thing you did the other day, and hey, that was really funny, man. I didn't even know you funny like that. Hey, man, you do this like you an actor?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm an actor. Like they don't look at me like that, but yeah, I'm an actor." He was like, "Well, I got this new show that I'm doing, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in it." Threw me in the show. I actually became one of the more popular ones out of the show.
What
that
show
everybody.
was that?
He had his own show, and it's still running. It's like 5 years in the running right now. TMI. TMI Hollywood, and it was like a spin-off of TMZ, but on stage, and they would rewrite, they would do new material every week based on popular pop culture, and they do sketches off of that, when we perform. Then he had another show he did too called Coon's Family Hour, which was like a 70s show that never made it on the air. It was like Family Guy, but like dysfunctional. With this one, like Family Guy meets the Brady Bunch show because it was a family. It
was a cartoon?
No, it was a show, and all of the characters in it, man, everybody was super good, bro. Like you couldn't have steps. Like the people he was casting, they were performing in the other show that they wouldn't let me in on, and they were performing in his show, and then there was like all the rest of the like regular performers that were like in there doing their thing that I was looking and watching every week. Like, damn, they so good. I'm on there with them, having to prove, like, because I didn't even take a class with them yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't take no class. I just went straight on stage. And I've been doing that for years. So I was like, oh, I'm ready. Like, you don't know who you just put in there. So they're looking at me like, man, what? Do you do this? I'm like, yes. And say, now you'll know. And it's all I needed was that opportunity, man. Every week, people would come and say, man, you are talented, man. You're good. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. But,
what year was this?
This is like 2011, 2012. Okay. But, shout out to all of the people I've met there at Second City. But I started to realize, man, I was like, man, Second City's great. But I'm in a place where, honestly, to keep it real, man, I needed more black fan base. I needed a stronger black fan base. I was like, being among this crowd is great. But to be honest, there's a balance. And I'm out here and I have no connection with any of the people. And I came from some black ass places like Atlanta and Chicago. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's been my network. They've been my support system. And I gotta roll with my support system because that's what's gonna keep propelling my career. And I watched Jamie Foxx say something like that too. White people gonna love you, but black people they gonna love you when ain't nobody else loving you. You know what I mean? And I may be paraphrasing what he's saying, but like,
yeah, I'm about to get the point. I get what you're saying.
And I was like, man, that's true. And not to say, people gonna give up on you, but people gonna give up on you. And when you get to that place, you got to know who got your back. And I was like, man, I need my people's support. So I went looking directly. I said black theater companies in LA. Okay. And I found Danny Glover's theater company, and it was in LA. And that was called the Roby Theater Company. Okay. Went down there, started working with people. This just kind of shot me in a better atmosphere too, because now I'm over here rolling with people who are like black. This is Black Hollywood. Blair Underwood is one of the board of directors over at that theater company. He's, all of these black, stars are coming by. I'm in a production. They seeing me. They're like, man, you're super talented. I met Harry Lennox. You know, I met Harold Sylvester. These are, you know, big TV movie stars. You know, some of them still working. You know, I met who else I meet? Babatunde.
From you talking about from Oz and shit?
Yeah, I met him.
And Abisi.
Yeah. Who? Bill Duke. You know, who else?
They all come through there.
All of these people coming through there. Even Beyonce mama was in the end of one of my shows. And you know, Tommy Davidson was in the crowd one day. I'm looking like, damn. Okay.
I'm out here.
I'm out here. And it's moving and things are happening, and now like stuff starts picking up. But just the way Hollywood works,
what's that?
It's also slowing down. Like as soon as it pick up, you gotta prepare for the drop off. You know what I mean? Because just as fast as you're gonna go in one direction, it starts to end. And
it's like getting a job. You work a job on set, and then after that, you're not working on set for about 3 months.
And this turned into 3 years. You know, like it dried up. But in that process, I had to get back to work and, you know what I mean, get
and
money.
then you begin to find out ways of doing it yourself. Once again, so it goes back to Juju.
And that's where this all came about. You know what I mean? Because that 3 year span, after things slowed up again, I was writing, man. Like it went back to the Clark days where it was just like I went straight to what I knew, and I started writing my own show. So I wrote my own web series, and I was over there like basically like all this stuff that I went through this whole time. Yeah, all of this, y'all about to find out all of this. But I put it in a character that was actually a lot funnier than me. You know, he went through a lot more stuff than I did, and I just really beat his ass with some of the stuff that I could have went through that I didn't. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna blame it on somebody. I'm gonna blame it on bad luck. I'm gonna blame it on, you know, Juju. I'm gonna blame it on, you know, like
what's Juju.
Juju got a couple meanings on it, man. Juju is not just you know, what most people know. You know, it has a bad connotation, and then it has a good luck connotation to it. So Juju, in this sense, it derives from basically, you know, like I don't want to say voodoo, but something like the way we understand voodoo and stuff like that. So it's basically when you put some type of emphasis, some spiritual beliefs into like an object. So basically, if you're saying like if you ain't got your lucky socks, if you got you know your lucky headphones or whatever, you know, then something's gonna happen. So like, you know, if I got this on, everything's good. Without it, it's not. So you personify and putting things into beliefs into objects and stuff like that. So in this particular case, the character himself believes that he was hit with some bad juju as a kid, and has got like a lot of this stuff that he keeps around him to make sure shit don't break loose because you know what happened to him as a kid. So just to give you the rundown of what it is, the synopsis of the story, especially a superstitious screenwriter who hits a wall after being cursed in his childhood, and now this voodoo curse is starting to threaten his time out here in Hollywood, and might start to hit the fan with some things that he has going on, some plans of being successful.
Okay. Now I seen when you showed me the trailer.
Yeah.
The shit looks dope.
Appreciate that.
The product, the quality.
Appreciate that.
It's high quality.
Appreciate that.
How can so what you showed me was the trailer.
Yeah.
So how can your fans, people that are interested in what it is that you're doing, how can they go about I guess coming across and seeing the actual web series of Juju?
So you can check out the web series right now. Well, not the web series. You can check out the trailer right now. The link is igg.me/at.
Just send all that to me.
/ I'm throwing it out here for the people watching too.
Okay, yes.
/ Juju series.
Okay.
And you know, man, it's up there with our Indiegogo crowdfunding page right now. We're actually raising money to shoot all of season 1. Pretty much all those high quality, you know, elements and aesthetics that we got going on.
Because it looks great. It looks great. Like the thing about it is, when you showed it to me, I was like, and I was looking at the quality. I was like, yo, this is quality. Yeah. It's versus it being just some homemade looking shit. This is some for real.
What you're looking at is what they were shooting the movie on. Right. Was on set for. And I was able to get my hands on that with a producer. But pretty much I did my homework, man. I knew what I wanted. You get real you get real concise on what you need and what you want when you're in a place where you don't have.
Now tell me this. So we ran across each other. Do you have an agent? How did you land that job?
Okay, so that happened through Juju. Crazy part is I'm putting this thing together this was last fall. This was around October.
Okay.
I'm shooting this thing and I had my cousin as an AD. My cousin's car broke down and he couldn't make it on the set. He actually had his own project that he was getting ready to do too. So he's like, I can't AD next week. This is in the middle of us doing, like, we had 2 weeks that we already mapped out we were gonna shoot. So I was like, damn, all right, well, I gotta find an AD. Ended up finding a new AD, calling the frat, and one of my pro fights, shout out to Marcus Mo. He told me he had a guy, which actually ended up being Tech from the real world.
Okay.
So Tech came through. So Tech came to the set and was looking like, damn, this you? And I was like, yeah, this me. He was like, but who's working on it? Like, who you doing this for? I'm like, this me. He like, this, all of this is you? Hit me with one of them. I'm like, all right. He said, man, the whole day he's going through it, he was like, man, dude, this is just like the show I'm working on. And there was a show that's out right now called Laugh Tracks with True TV. He was like, man, this is just like that, man. You running it like the way we running our show. And he was like, man, I would have thrown you on that one, man, if I'd have known. He was like, man, next season, if that come about, I'm going to throw you in. I was like, all right, bet. So he made good on the promise this year. Next season come up, he hit me up and say, Jay, I'm going to get you in on this. The audition's coming up. Make sure you take a look at this. So all right, bet. Went to the audition. Hit that. They were like, man, you killed it. A week or two in, or maybe, about 2 weeks in, the casting director from that project calls me on my birthday. This is just a couple weeks ago, and was like, hey, I sent you pretty much an email with a role offer for a movie. Let me know if you want to accept the offer.
Because you kind of played like his homeboy.
I was his homeboy. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, what? How in the hell did this opportunity just happen? You know what I mean? But at the same time, the way all of that happened, it was just like, man, this was a manifestation all from the idea that happened 4 years ago. If I hadn't started that idea 4 years ago, I wouldn't have got to last year where I actually started doing the idea, where I would meet Tech, who would then come the next year, put me into something that would now put me on TV with one show and then put me in a movie.
And that's how we met.
And then that's how we met. Now peep the whole story from beginning. You know the whole thing now. You know what I mean? Like, I've been out here hustling and going through hardships, but I wrote my hardships down, decided to shoot my hardships. My hardships started to turn into to new, success, and that success started to beget more success. And now it's still being successful.
Oh no, listen. This is building on. It's only up from here. Do you understand
This
what I'm saying?
is just the beginning.
This is the beginning.
We ain't even put season 1 out yet. Y'all don't even know what the whole season's supposed to look like. Y'all just looking at a trailer.
And they haven't even seen you in the movie coming out
They
yet.
ain't even seen me in the movie yet. I mean, this literally just happened.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, the shit looks great.
Man.
Like I was right there in Video Village watching it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're in the movie.
Yeah.
And this is coming out on BET.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And this was coming out on BET. I don't know if we can say the name quite yet.
No.
So,
but you know what I'm saying? It's coming out on BET.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be on BET.
You know what I mean? So,
And the summer ain't even over.
The summer's not over. The year ain't over.
The year ain't even over.
You know
I call it the second quarter.
You know, the thing about it is, in the fact that you spoke with me and you was like, yo, I put Noops to work. Like,
yeah,
that's what I love to hear.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what you need from me? You need for me to be on set cutting hair. You need for me
Yeah.
providing background music, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no reason why we shouldn't be out here, you know what I mean? Like, coming together.
Absolutely.
on in the entertainment world, and that's how I even knew from Brett.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'm like, what? Anyway, that's a whole other story. You know, that's a whole
really
other
is,
topic.
though, but
you know
just,
what I mean?
but just to talk about that, you know what I mean, the frat, man, I just want to, I want to shout you out too, bro, because I mean, I support you, man. Like I said, you know, we talked and built for like a quick second.
Yeah.
And you told me, man, I got my own podcast. I said, I want to be on it. I mean, with no hesitation. You didn't hear me waste no time because you know what? I feel like one of the things that we ought to really get down to kind of just getting past, man, and getting over. Support your people. Yeah. You have to get into a place where it's not just about you being in the frat with me. Yeah. It's about, you know what I mean, you a black man out here trying to do something. You got a dream too.
Yeah, I got a dream too.
And to be honest with you, so many people, you could be at a desk right now, you know, clicking the mouse and doing taxes for somebody. You could be an accountant, but you got a side dream too. And a lot of people need to support that and stop treating people like you can only do one thing. And really get to the point where if you really believe in them, put something behind them and don't ask a question why. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to go ahead and get to the point, and I don't want to be preaching and make it seem like I'm not grateful for people, but stop getting to the point where somebody got to tell you why their dream is justified. They say, I got something I'm doing, come in and support with no questions asked.
I just go off of how what God sends my way and what He shows me to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's how I go off of. I'm just a passenger in his car. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if he's like, listen, interview this guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's the reason why y'all met. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, do this. Like, why hold back? I'm like, bet, let's do it. Yeah. You know, if he's like, do this movie, bet, let's do it. Like when I got hired for that movie, 2 days before that, I didn't know anything about the movie. Crazy. I got called on Sunday to come work on the movie on Monday. I didn't know anything about it on Saturday. Damn. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like everything happens for a particular reason. Right. It's the fact of us running into each other. Right. And being frat brothers at that. Yeah. Come on, man. And
you know what, man? And that's one of the things, man. Just paying attention to, you know, the way things happen in accordance to, you know, the way God is already talking to you. Yeah. Just be open, man. Like, see the opportunities, seize the opportunities. If they ain't there, create the opportunity. And then also make the opportunities for other people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I believe more than anything, me doing this right now with my project, it's not really about me, Noob. It's about other people. Mm-hmm. It's about inspiring some other people who might be watching right now. It's about inspiring the people listening right now. Yeah. It's about inspiring the people who are going to watch, you know, and then, you know, giving the person the opportunity like yourself. If you saying, I got some talent, hey, man, I'm going to give you a lane. I'm going to let you drive over here. And, you know, if you crash, you know what I'm saying, I try and help you out, you know what I mean, before you even get there. But I'm going to let you do your thing. So, and then believing in people, man, like, it's just something when somebody tells you they believe in what you do. That's the biggest encouragement you could ever give somebody sometimes, is just believing in them. And, you know, sometimes, you know, like, it's a little rough, it needs work, you know what I mean? But just say, man, hey, I encourage you, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. I believe, you know, you'll get there. If you want that, you'll get there.
So, Nuke, tell me this. So what all you got in the works right now? What's all for the future for you for over the next year? What do you got in line?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, we're gonna finish out this first season of Juju. Y'all get a chance to see these characters come to life.
Now, what's Juju coming through? Is it going to be on YouTube?
You know what, man?
What do you got?
Right now, man, I'm going the independent route, so I don't know quite yet what it's going to be, man. I'm actually going to make everybody chase me. You're going to find me, and you're going to pay for it. You know, you're going to buy this whole season. Or if not, you know, I got some other plans for it, and we're going to get it out independently, but we're going to make it work. But honestly, you know, it's been too many success stories of, you know, people building it, and they come. So, like, Issa Rae was one of these that kicked it off, that shows, you know, I'm gonna put my own show out on my own and see what y'all think of it. And HBO thought it was great, and they bought our whole season out, you know, and she's on a third one now.
That show started on YouTube, right?
On YouTube, yeah. From YouTube to now, you know, she over here lamping at HBO headquarters, you know, as one of their flagship shows. So, like, we're gonna do the same thing. You know, probably might be a little different, maybe not. You know, but
could be Showtime.
Yeah. And then I mean, I got.
It could be. It could be.
It could
see, the dope thing about
stars.
now,
it could be. You know.
The dope thing about now is that it's so many different outlets for content.
So many different avenues.
You got Amazon. You got
Hulu. You got Netflix.
You know what I mean? So even if you were to, you know, you got Netflix, right? So even if you were to release something through, let's say, a Hulu original.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the dope.
I'm down.
Right.
Yeah. You want it? Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But
that's the dope part about it, though.
In the meantime, yeah, man. You know, this is my time to really kind of show people what I got, man. What I can do. I feel like nobody has been paying attention to me enough. But that's not their fault. That's mine. So I own that. I'm gonna go ahead and show you why you need to look at me, and I'm gonna do it with this show. I got the new show, you know, Laugh Mob Live Tracks coming out next month.
Okay, so
September 13th.
So working fans find that show and
they
can watch that.
They can find that one on True TV.
Okay.
That'll be out September 13th, and
you're on that episode.
I've got at least I guess 2 to 3 jokes. It's a comedian who's got more than one joke right now, and we still shooting, so might be some more. So, but yeah. You can see they're actually running a commercial with me in the commercial right now that you can check out. So yeah, that's coming. That's coming down the pipe, and then the BET movie soon to hit. I don't know. Yeah, October. Okay, there it is. It's right around the corner. So yeah, man, I got a few things on the plate right now, but I mean, to be honest with you, whatever else is going, whatever else God got for me,
that's a blessing to even. So tell me this, like, did you ever think you would be in a movie with Leon? You know what I mean? Did you ever think you'd be in a movie with these, like,
man?
You know what I mean? Like old boy Tim, you know what I'm saying, for Queen Sugar, like Tasha, like Denise from Why Did I Get Married?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, did you ever think you'd just be in a movie like that? I mean, of course, we all have these ideas, like, yeah, like, it was all a part of. You know what's funny is that my girl the other day, she asked me a question. She said, "So, did you ever think, do you ever trip off the fact that you moved out here for a purpose and you're actually fulfilling that purpose of being, working on TV and film as a barber and, producing a record with Chris Brown and all." And for me, it's like, I look at like it's just a part of my life. It's just me. Like like if anything, I thought about this probably 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for now, it's just me just going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for you, like I said, me seeing you in Video Village on the screen doing your thing, like, this is big shit. Like you're
it's
on
huge.
like I seen it. You
It's
know
huge.
what I'm saying? Like this isn't like no Hell Day shit.
It's not.
This is for real, like
It's not.
you know what I mean?
But you know what? To answer your question, I've seen myself in a movie with Denzel. I've seen myself in a movie with Will Smith. I see myself in a movie with De Niro and Pacino. I see myself up there in the top echelon of talent. So did I see myself in this movie? Absolutely. I've seen myself in far more than that. You know what I mean? But soon we will all see. Because to be honest with you, man, I'm fearless.
Well, I guess
I'm fearless in that regard.
Listen, I guess for me, because being here at the shop and then getting that call, I'm thinking, and then like, yeah, we got an actor coming in. And I'm like, oh, okay, and to show up and it's like, it's you. Like, for me, it's looking at it like, oh, he's on.
Yeah, he's on.
Like, he's on. Like, that's what my thought was.
And I don't want to change that.
You feel me?
And I'm not going to let you, I'm not going to change that for you. You are absolutely right. I am.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, he's on. Because if he's on, if he's casted in this, and he's doing this thing, he's on.
Absolutely.
And then trip off this, right? So the other day, when I was cutting up Leon, and it was just me and him in the room.
I see you, man. You've been getting crispy too.
Yeah, man. I appreciate
real
that.
good in the pictures.
And it was me and him in the room, and I'm like, yeah, man. I'm just trying to just get in. And he looked at me, he was like, "You already in."
You in?
And I had to look at him like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where I'm just a regular cat from St. Louis, man.
Stop believing that.
You feel me? Like, I'm out here, I'm in the barbershop, but I had this other world of doing that too. So it's like I begin to kind of, I don't know how to like mix the two. I guess I do, but I'm kind of like,
it's simple.
You know,
it's simple. It starts with the thought. Believe that you're more than what you think you are.
Right. I think that's what it is.
Believe whatever you think that scares you the most. Believe, like, man, whatever that is, like, you know, like, it's, man, what if I was this world-renowned whatever? Believe it. Like, dare yourself to believe some shit that's like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like, man, I did that. I was working my shitty jobs. I was working at T-Mobile, and I was like, no, I'm an actor. Just came in one day, so I'm an actor. You know what I mean? That's the hell I am. You know what I mean?
You work T-Mobile too?
I mean, I work T-Mobile.
I work T-Mobile too.
Man.
Back in St. Louis, I worked for T-Mobile.
Look, I worked.
I came out. You was working T-Mobile out here?
I worked everything out here.
Listen,
man. You want to throw a job out? I'll tell you if I did
listen,
it.
I was working at Walgreens.
Okay, I didn't work at Walgreens.
I worked at Walgreens for a year and a half when I came out here. Walgreens, clean up. Jason, we need clean up in aisle 5.
Yo, we gotta get back to that too, man. How we forget? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I was gonna say because
yeah, my name Jason too.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
How we forget this?
My name Jason too.
How we forget? How we go this whole time and not even break that out? Like, we not only meet up with frat brothers, got the same damn name.
First name.
Because I look on the call sheet and I'm like,
Jason Pettis.
Jason, okay, all right.
That's me.
Damn, you know, man. And then they talking and they call them both by names at the same time. We both turning back. Man. So how we get past that too? But
yeah. So tell me this. So how can people reach you? They want to get you, like, they hear this podcast, this episode, and they want to, like, yo, I want to cast them in a movie. How can people reach you and contact you? And, you know, how can they contact you?
Well, I mean,
and also, what information could you give inspiring actor, actress, motivation for them to, you know what I mean, move forward in their career and what it is that they're trying to do?
Simplest thing. Believe in yourself or pack your shit up and leave. That's the motivation. You know what I mean? Like, don't waste your own time. Stop playing around. Do it. I guess that's real blunt, but I mean, I'm being honest. Outside of that, I mean, but like I said, believe in some stuff that scares the hell out of you, man. Believe that you actually what you said you're gonna be and who you say you are, and go conquer it. And I guess you could reach me social media platforms, you know, at Jason_Mimms on IG, and then Facebook Jason Mimms, and then for booking details you could reach my agents.
Now, how'd you go about getting an agent?
Man, that's
a
hustle on its own.
Some folks will ask that question. So how do I get an agent?
It's a hustle on its own, man. You know, submit, but be bold with that too. Because I mean, they're gonna be in your face and tell you what you don't have, and tell them, look, man, if an 18-year-old could come out here and book a movie and be the next Michael Bay, whoever superstar, man, I could be one too. So like, stop telling me about what everybody has versus what I'm giving you right now, what I have. And you gotta believe, like, you whatever you are is enough. So hit that whatever channel it is. I don't really recommend doing all the mail-in submissions for agencies and everything. Everything's going to digital. I did a lot of email submissions to people, you know, and be defiant, man. Like, they tell you not to mail or email, do that shit anyway, because it's your career. Like, why are you playing by the rules? You know, you want to win, right? So it's like, you know, go after it any way you can, and once you get in the door, apologize. You know, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But don't be outside the door, you know, saying how sorry you are, because you're right, you are sorry, and you ain't gonna get in the door. So get in there and say, hey man, sorry about that email, but I just needed to get to you. And that's really the hustle, man. Let the hustle become the hunger, and feed yourself off of the passion. So, you know, that's pretty much what it is for me. And y'all can catch Juju at Juju, the series. That's the IG for that. And then you could check out Facebook Juju the series as well. And then hashtag Juju series. But also check out that Indiegogo. We need some donations. I need y'all to drive funding to this page. I love y'all for supporting me, but I need y'all to put some money behind this. It's super important, like I was saying. If y'all believe in me, y'all investing not only in me, but the opportunities that will come from this. So put some money down on that and help us build this platform. We have 15 days left for the campaign. So we at a halfway mark. We almost at 15% of being funded of the 60,000 that we're trying to reach. So I'm just, I'm asking for you all to throw some Hail Mary prayers in there with some money as well, so we can get there. And believe in the person who's next to you who say, I got a good idea, and don't just blow smoke up a or don't give them a pump fake, because a lot of people y'all been hitting me with these pump fakes. I've been saying that lately. That's when you say, hey man, send me the link for the hey, I saw the link and then I'm gonna go ahead and put something down today, and then you go over to the page and there ain't nothing on there.
So how much could somebody put in?
Man, you could go anywhere from, we got $25 perks all the way to $10,000. If your heart so moves, you put the $10,000 down first, and we'll talk about the $25 later. But we got perks, all the way from 25, 50, 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000, and 5,000 and 10,000. Okay. So
and it goes towards what?
It goes toward the project. First of all, you get to help us with production costs, the overhead for the camera, the crew, any production rentals, the makeup artists, background extras, paying the extras. Make sure we got crafty. Make sure we got insurance and permits and wardrobe and things like that. All of this stuff costs people. Even if I want to get Jason over here, if I want to get Skip over here to do the haircuts, this man need his money. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't coming over there for nothing. So we're doing all that, and the best way to tell somebody you respect them is to pay them. Like, you respect their craft, put some money down for them. And I know sometimes you gotta ask for favors, but put some money down with it if you can. Whatever it is, it may not be much, but put something down. Just let them know, man, I respect you. Here's some money. Now, can we please get you to do 2 weeks off of $25?
Hey, y'all, make sure y'all definitely go check out Juju, the web series. The trailer, is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, but
the trailer's dope.
Go to the Indiegogo page first.
Yeah. Make sure y'all go to that.
We need y'all to visit that, but it's on YouTube.
But I'll post that link and do all this in the description and everything like
Absolutely.
that. Noop, I appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate you,
yes,
man,
sir.
for real.
Yes, sir.
And I believe in you, bro.
Yes, sir.
And I want to see this.
I
want to see this take off, because when we both revisit this sometime in the future, we're gonna be looking back, laughing.
Like, wow,
man.
You know what I'm saying?
And
yeah, definitely.
This is in the archives. This one's in the pages right here. So
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Let's do the damn thing. 2018.
For sure, yes, sir. And until next time, I want to say peace. And make sure y'all go and check out the Loungin with Skip podcast on IG. Check out that page. Add me, follow me, whatever. And, stay tuned. Until next time, peace.